Hi FlossTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel Lady Robins. I am thrilled that you're all here. If you're a brand new friend and subscriber, welcome to my channel. I'm really happy that you have found me and that you're here to share stitchy goodness with me. And if you're a returning friend and subscriber, welcome back. I'm just as happy to have you here on my channel. In case you're interested, I'm also Lady Robins on Instagram, so you can follow me in two places if you'd like to. Okay, welcome friends. We are here for another weekly update of my stitching. If you don't know, this is a channel about FlossTube where I talking about my stitching and all my good stitchy whips and plans and all that good stuff. So welcome, settle in. We are looking at FlossTube number 113. Can you believe it? And today is the 21st of April. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you all had a really nice Easter Sunday. We had a very, very busy Easter Sunday. So I finally feel like I am rested from Easter. Easter week is really super busy for me, or the lead up to Easter. I sing in my church choir. I'm an alto, and so we call it Holy Week here in the Christian faith. And so Wednesday is choir practice. So I was at church Wednesday for choir practice, Thursday for Maundy Thursday service. We sang one piece for Maundy Thursday. Good Friday, we sang 4 pieces. So I was up at church for Good Friday service. Saturday, I was up at church at 10 a.m. practicing with our brass ensemble that accompanies us on Easter Sunday. And then Easter Sunday, we sang 3 pieces at 2 services. So it was a really, really busy week for me. And then for Easter Sunday, I couldn't have my parents not go to Easter Sunday service. So my husband and my son, they went and picked them up at their assisted living place, and they took them over to our church for the second service, which was at 9:30 a.m. And they did great. They thoroughly enjoyed it. They loved the brass. My mom, I think I mentioned before, has a beautiful high soprano voice, and she knew all the songs that we sang. So my husband said, "Your mom was singing in the pews," and I'm like, "Who cares? Sing along with us if you know the notes, right? Even if you don't know the notes, go ahead and sing with us." So that was super great. After that, we took them back over here to our house and made them brunch. I didn't do anything fancy. In fact, I didn't even cook it. My husband was just right on in there in the kitchen. He made the scrambled eggs, he made the bacon, he made the sausage. My son was on toast duty, but the only thing I had to do was make the coffee, and I'm good at making the coffee. So I made the coffee, and then after we got done eating brunch, then we bundled them back into the car and we drove them out to their cabin, which is out by Shelton. So it's about an hour and 15-minute drive from our place, so not too bad. And they got to see the cabin. Sadly, the otters in the lake did not show. My dad was dying to see those cute what are they called, river otters in the lake. They were just being shy on Sunday, so no river otters were spotted. But they had a really busy day. They had a good day. My dad has thanked me over and over again. I'm shocked he remembers that we went out there, and I wasn't sure that he would, but he remembers. He has thanked me and thanked me, so that's super cute. So we did a good thing for the parents on Easter Sunday. But it was a good thing my husband went with us, because we would still be at the cabin. Because I was so tired, I fell asleep on the drive home from the cabin. I'm sure I was snoring. So anyway, we had a really good Holy Week and Easter Sunday, and I hope that happened for you guys as well. So let's get started. What did I get up to this week in my stitching? And before we get going, mug of the day, right? We can't forget that. So here we are in Edmonton. And as you can see, I've already had some coffee. This is just brewed coffee this morning, you guys, nothing fancy. And in fact, it's my second cup. Yay! We've got a little bit of sun outside today, so if the light flickers and flashes, please forgive me. But we'll work through it, won't we? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so this week I decided that I needed to stitch another spring berry from the Erica Michaels Designs spring berry book. So I did that. It was a start and finish for me this week. So here we are. This is Spring Has Sprung. And I stitched it in the called for weeks, Scuppernong. I am a floss away bag person when it comes to fancy flosses. So you can see there's not much Scuppernong left, but cute little piece. I'm glad I stitched it. And if you haven't seen it, this is what the chart looks like. I have now stitched this one with the bunny and this one. My plan for finishing is to finish things Saturday, because I have the day off from work, and I'm thinking Rob and my son, Rob and Nicholas, they're gonna be outside working on the fence that blew over in December. And those poor guys have been working on that fence forever, and they're hoping that by the end of the weekend they will be done. So I'm gonna have guys around, but not in the house, and I think this would be a perfect opportunity for me just to sit down and get those done. So my plan, I am telling you right now, my plan is to finish my berries, and in fact, here's the other one. So there's the hop into spring, so I am hoping to get those finished. And then speaking of finishing, the other thing that I want to do is the coffee bird for my dad. I showed you this last time, but what I did just yesterday is I went down to a little quilt store in downtown Kent, and I found this coffee bean fabric, and I think that will be super cute for the backside of this. So that's my plan, is to finish 3 things this week. And cross your fingers, you guys, because I'm the worst finisher. It takes me forever. I think about it, and then I change my mind, and then I go back to my original plan. I am no Vonna Pfeiffer, let me tell you. But I'm hoping that this weekend I will be able to get those 3 pieces finished and turned into the things. And like I said, cross your fingers. So I didn't mean to jump into plans so quickly, but as long as I was holding those pieces, I thought I'd show them to you and tell you what my plans are. So beyond that, what else did I stitch on? So the spring berry, the first one I showed you, that was a start and finish last week. So that I did that all last week, so I'm really proud of myself. Usually I dink around and don't get things done, drags on forever and ever, but I was able to kind of keep myself motivated and moving forward on that, so that was super fun for me. Beyond that, I've stitched on 3 other things. So let me show you the whips that I worked on. Now, one of them barely counts, but I wanted you to know it has not fallen off my radar. I went back and picked up my Redbird sampler, which we started together on my birthday. So Red Robin Sal 2022 is our hashtag. And so what I worked on, I just worked on this little potted flower down here. I only picked it up for one night, so it's really minimal stitching in it. And as you can see, I stitch in hand, so I roll my fabric to the side. But there she blows. So every time I pick this up, I am always amazed at how much I love the colors that Brenda Gervais picked for this chart. This chart is perfect as it is, so There are no color substitutions whatsoever by me. I'm just doing the called for colors. And then I am stitching it on 32 count desert sand linen. So there's the teeniest bit of progress on Red Bird Sampler, but I had heard Michelle Bendy Stitchy say she's trying to finish everything she touches this year, which just sounds like a fantastic goal and also completely unattainable for me. But I'm thinking Redbird Sampler I can totally finish. It's not that big, so I just need to factor in some time to work on that. So this isn't going to go too far. Don't panic. So I worked on Redbird Sampler, and then I spent a couple of evenings. I usually stitch in the evening, and I broke out my Snowflower Diaries June charts. So this is a freebie, so I can flash the chart at you. And so what I got up to is I'm working on the border, and I think I should be able to finish this week, and that would be really great, so then I can continue on and get started on July. So there we are. I just started working on the border, so it is coming along. I'm really happy with my progress on this. I hardly ever tell you, but I am stitching this on 32 count vintage butter pecan, and I think that's a Lakeside. I'm pretty sure that's a Lakeside. I was looking in my bag to see if I have my, yep, vintage butter pecan by Lakeside Linen. So that's what I am stitching all of them on, and I think it looks fantastic. So another quick little shot of my Snowflower Diaries. And pretty much every time I show this piece, I get questions on how do I find this. So I thought I would just take a second and record it here. Go to Google. All right, start at Google, and then Google Snowflower Diaries blog, okay? And then from there, when you get onto the blog, there'll be a search box in the blog, and these are actually called Joyful World. So in the search within the blog, right? Not on Google, but within the blog, put in Joyful World, and these will come up. And they are back from, I looked it up just last week for somebody, 2016. So they're buried. It would take you hours to scroll. So use the search bar, and then from there you can download them and print them out yourself, and you can work on them with me. And you're gonna love it. It's a really fun stitch. She uses a combination of overdyed, but she does give you the DNC conversion, and I am all over the place. If I've got the overdyed, I'll use it. If I don't, I just go straight to the DMC. And sometimes I've even discovered I don't have either the overdyed or the DMC, and then I've just picked from my stash. Like, this red is not the called for red, but who cares? A red is a red. So I just grabbed something out of my stash and just subbed that in. I think this is Ruby Slippers or something like that. It's not the called for, but it doesn't matter because I'm not doing it as a sampler. And so if I had the called for on January's chart, but I don't have it here in June, who cares? I'm just doing them individually month by month, so nobody will know if they're not the exact same thing, right? It'll just be our secret. So there you have it. We've got some progress on Snowflower Diaries, so I'm really happy about that. And like I said, I think I should be able to finish that border this week. Cross your fingers for me. Because the second I say that, then something will happen, and then, you know, all bets are off. Okay. All right, so last time I was telling you that the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit information was emailed out by my local L&S Acorns and Threads, and they announced who our designers are going to be, and Stephanie of Lindy Stitches and Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower. And I told you that I have started Huckleberry Farm, this guy, and I have got the teeny tiniest start on Huckleberry Farm, but I broke it out, and if I remember, I will put right here the picture of where it started when I picked it up. Now, originally I had it on scroll rods, and I just don't do scroll rods anymore. So I have pulled it off the scroll rods, and I am just doing my favorite, which is stitching in hand. Now, when I picked it up, I had, I haven't done anything on the border, but I've been working on the bear. And so I had just like the top 4 rows of his back in and nothing else. And so I finished the bear, and now I'm finishing kind of the grass. And then there's another little mountain peak over that way that I'm hoping to finish up. This piece of fabric is a custom dye for me from Brandy at BeStitchMe. And so I had told her that I wanted something that looked exactly like the picture on the chart. I bought the called for fabric, which is 36 count shale by Picture This Plus. Mine did not have any purple highlights in it. It was pretty much gray. It did not look like this picture at all. So I worked with Brandy. This was a number of years ago. I started this, I went back and looked in my stitching journal. I started this on January 1st last year. So Brandy dyed this like a year and a half ago for me. So if you're looking for this fabric, reach out to Brandy at BeStitchMe. She named it Huckleberry, so she might maybe have the recipe still. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. You'll have to message her and discuss it with her if you're interested. But anyway, so this is not 32 count. Are you guys shocked? This is a 36 count. I am stitching on 36 count 1/2. And guess what? It's not horrible. I am actually doing okay. I worked on it last night while I was sitting in the evening watching TV with my husband, and it went okay. I'm actually shocked and thrilled at how well this went for me. I'm really tickled. So anyway, like I said, I told you last week I was going to start working on this because, man, it would just rock my boat to have that finished and be able to show it to Janine when we go to the retreat at the end of September. So anyway, that's where I got to on my Huckleberry Farm. So that was fun. At this point, that's what I stitched on. I stitched on those. I have not finished my whip go. I will confess I did not pick up my Year of Blackwork sampler at all last week. So I still owe myself 2 days of stitching on my Blackwork sampler to finish off my whip go goals for April. And then I've got to tell you, one of you really clever viewers said, you just need to change your whip go board to Huckleberry Farm and all of the Lindy Stitches Bird Crush pieces so that you can complete your goals, because I would also like to get a few more birds stitched to show Stephanie Webb. I'm going to be such a fangirl when those ladies are there at the conference, because I think their designs are so wonderful, and they're right up my alley. I love everything those girls do. So anyway, I'm seriously thinking about switching my Whipco board around so that I just concentrate on those things. We'll see, because there's also things like, you know, my Hyperborea piece by Owl Forest, which is on Whipco, and I've got a piece by the Scarlet House, Coverlet Houses, which I started in Mania, 2 Manias back, which I haven't finished. It's not that big, so see, there's things that I want to finish as well. Anyway, I'll let you know what I decide. Okay, I do have a little bit of haul to show you, so I thought I would dive into haul. I got the most wonderfully packaged item from, this is, I can't remember, Silver Needle. Yeah, the Silver Needle. So I got this box. I opened it up, and there's this beautiful tissue. I opened up the tissue, and the item is bubble wrapped to within an inch of its life, so we know it's safe. And then after that, there was this box. And of course you can see I've already torn into it with this cute little sticker, you know, handmade with love. So then I opened that, and the thing has got even more wonderful wrapping. You guys, if you want to treat yourself, order something from the Silver Needle. They package like nobody's business. So what is in this fabulous, fabulous box? It is a Roveris kit, and it is called, I think it's just called C. Yeah. And this was an exclusive, not this market, but the market before. And Acorns and Threads wasn't able to get one for me. And so I spotted this on the Silver Needle's website a couple of months ago. And I was like, oh, do I really need that? It just kept niggling me. I'm just like, oh, I want that thing. But I got the stuff to stitch, but I want that thing. But I got stuff to stitch. In the end, as you can see, I gave in. And here's the box. And these look like belaying pins on a sailboat. And I think that's what they're called. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So it comes with the box. There's 3 holes. You can put your scissors in there. And then one is kind of an owl, and the other is a seam ripper, which we all know I need. It comes with the finishing fabric and the linen to do this chart. And I showed it to my husband, and he was like, oh yeah, that is so you. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So this is driving me crazy because I want to start it like yesterday. And I'm trying not to, but you know, it'll be a start before we know it. So anyway, that was my beautiful Roveris kit that I bought from the Silver Needle, and I am so excited about it. The other thing that that was a purchase, but it's a subscription, is I got my latest punch needle in Primitive Stitcher magazine. I love this magazine. There's all sorts of fantastic things to be stitched in this. So if you're not a subscriber, I would highly recommend it, you guys. It is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. And then the last thing that I thought I'd talk to you about just for a few minutes is books. We haven't talked about books for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to show you a few more books that I've purchased. One that I purchased and 2 that I got at my conference. Also, I have finished a number of books that I've forgotten to tell you about. So if you're looking for If you're looking for a not hardcore mystery, you know that I love mysteries. This is not necessarily a cozy though. I read The Maid by, I think it's Nita Prose, Prose, and that was a really good mystery. Our main character in the book, she is socially awkward. It makes you think that maybe she's got a little Asperger's, maybe she's on the spectrum a little bit, because she takes everything literally. And so social situations are a little harder for her. But anyway, there are a couple of really good twists in this mystery. And so once again, I'm never very good at figuring out who done it, right? And so I thought I had it figured out, and nope, there was a big old twist towards the end, and so I was surprised by the ending, and it was well worth my time. So, The Maid by Nita Prose, I think I've got the first name correct, but you know, forgive me if I'm wrong. Was a good one. I finished up another of the Bake Shop Mysteries by Ellie Alexander. So and then I listened to Ink and Bone by Rachel Caine, which is kind of a young adult, kind of a fantasy. It's not hardcore fantasy. You know, there's magic in there's a little bit of, is there really magic in it? Not really. It's kind of a futuristic, alternate universe type young adult novel. So the premise is the library, the Grand Library in Alexandria never burned. It's still around. So what happens with the library being around and available, and decisions that are made? Anyway, it was a really good audiobook. I listened to it on audio. I loved the reader. And so I'm now on hold for the second one. There's 5 in the series. So I'm waiting for my hold to show up for that. In terms of what I purchased, Ellie Alexander, who you all know I love and love, 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 has put out a single. This is Lost Coast Literary. And so a book, I bought it because of the author, but reading the synopsis on the back, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. So we've got a book editor who ends up on California's Lost Coast. She's going to live in her grandmother's rambling Victorian mansion. And she comes across a stack of old manuscripts, and she's like, well, you know, this is my jam. And she starts editing these manuscripts, only to have the edits she does in the manuscript come true in real life. Now, doesn't that sound like fun? So, Lost Coast Literary by Ellie Alexander. And then 2 books I'd like to share from the conference where I got the advanced reader's copy. This one is a sequel. It's a middle grade chapter book, The Silver Swift. It is the sequel to, The Silver Arrow. And if you have read Les Grossman's The Magicians series, same author, but he's doing middle grade stuff. And I read Silver Arrow. It was fantastic. It all takes place on a train, as you can see. So totally fun. And then last one I thought I would share with you is One Shot Harry by Gary Phillips. And this is kind of think Maltese Falcon, you know, kind of noir, you know, that dark, atmospheric, you know, 30s, 40s vibe, Casablanca. That's this. So our main character is a photojournalist, Anne, you know, mysteries ensue. So I'm really looking forward to reading One Shot Harry by Gary Phillips. So there you go, guys. There's some book recommendations for you. I hope you're stitching and you're reading and you're enjoying what you're up to. I thank you for coming and stopping by my channel, and I will see you soon. Have a great rest of your week, and I will catch up with you when I can. Okay, bye friends.